Hey everybody, welcome back from spring break. Hopefully I had a nice time off and we're able to enjoy a little bit of time away to catch up on things. I noticed most of you have at least taken a shot at the diagnostic exam, so that's good. There are a couple of you that still haven't done any, not so good. You gotta really work on those if you want to actually get a decent grade in this class. So anyway, this is where we are this week. So coming back, we're going to be working on concrete steel design. So this is week 9, and week 9 you can see we're doing we're definitely halfway through the semester here, and we're going now to very specific civil topics. So concrete steel design, we'll have fluid mechanics, hydraulics in the next couple of weeks. So geotech, transportation, environmental surveying, all these things are going to be on that test. And one of the things that I want to do is at least get you exposed to some of it in this next few weeks, have an opportunity to take a look at the pieces of it. So with concrete and steel, if you did not take reinforced concrete or structural steel design, that's okay, but these questions make up a bunch of topics, beams, columns, slabs, walls, footings, and then for steel you got beams, columns, tension members, beam columns, and connectors. So these are concepts that we cover in the steel and concrete classes that I teach. I imagine they're very, very similar in the civil engineering version of it. And it comes down to, we're using a code, so whether it's ACI 318 or the AISC steel manual, you have to deal with that code and get through it and understand it a little bit to answer these questions. So what this accounts for on the test is it's 6 to 9 questions on the exam. So it's 10 chapters. So a question from each chapter maybe, right? And this is kind of to see, do you get the big pictures with steel and concrete design? So if you've never taken concrete design or never taken steel design, it's not gonna really tank on the test, but it's something where if you do get some of the basics, you might be able to get some of those questions. And if you have taken these classes, you definitely want to work on getting these questions. So for concrete design, we do everything from beams to columns to slab design, walls, and even footings here. So these things are all pieces that we go over in a first semester concrete design class and different ideas. But again, we're looking at basic principles here of how to design these components. So you put reinforcement where there's tension in a concrete member, right? So this is the major concept for concrete design. Concrete's great in compression, but in tension we expect it to crack, so you put reinforcement there, and you have to design the reinforcement. You have to design the compression block as well for the concrete. So that's concrete design. For steel design, steel design goes back a ways. I mean, this is a classic steel picture of some iron workers, and actually I thought this was kind of fun. There was a recreation of this. This is the real deal. Some Chicago iron workers went and recreated this scene. So I'll go back to that one. But on the far left you got 2 guys smoking a cigarette. Well, in today's world, on the far left you got 2 guys looking at a cell phone. Well, it's what it is. But regardless, we're in steel design, and we do, again, with steel design, we're going to look at beams, the top members here. We're going to look at columns or beam columns. Tension members, we got some diagonals there. Connectors are all over the place in this. So we're going to be looking at all those different pieces, and it's a lot to get through in an hour, but hopefully you have some basic understanding of these pieces. So in office hours, we'll be going over some questions. I'll be there. I'll try and be your guide through this. I'll bring my copy of ACI 318, my copy of AISC steel manual, and also we'll have the reference handbook, and hopefully we'll get through some questions on both steel and concrete design, some of the basic equations like PMN, right, ASFY d minus a over 2, that type of thing. So hopefully those equations aren't going to be completely foreign to you. You'll remember them and you'll ace that part of the test. So for this week, what are we going to do? Well, again, look at the FE reference handbook, and I can't forget this, but well, I guess I almost did. But recover from spring break. Okay, there you go. Review these chapters in the manual 38 to 47, and then take a quiz on structural design like steel, concrete, that sort of thing. So that's what we're doing this week. I hope you can get through it and get back and get into the swing of things if you took a break. And if you work straight through it, good for you. And this is it. This is the home run, or the home stretch, I should say. So hopefully you can hit a home run on the home stretch. But we'll go from there. And hey, have a good week. We'll see you around.